Israeli triumph in tunnels with the 401st Brigade. The Israeli Army launches a major siege of the Bayet Hanon neighborhood, advancing and neutralizing numerous Hamas militants and their locations. Can Israeli ground forces maintain their momentum? Will the discovery of tunnels and terrorist positions have a significant impact on the outcome? What strategic moves will the Israeli army make next? The Israeli Brigade emerges victorious as they destroy enemy strongholds in the northern Gaza Strip and lead the way. Watch the video to find out more about all of this. With their sights fixed on the northern Gaza Strip, Israeli ground troops have launched a bold and strategic siege operation that has drawn attention from across the globe. The operation began with a well-coordinated assault as Marva tanks and other armored vehicles stormed into the Bayet Hanon region from the northeast. At the same time, Israeli ground forces made their way through the treacherous Sharab and Al-Rama streets. Israeli troops have skillfully taken down Hamas strongholds one by one, using tactical maneuvers that are nothing short of amazing. While the Israeli army started a fierce siege on the Bayet Hanon neighborhood from the east, north, and northwest, the 35th Parachute Team reached the field from the east. The Israeli forces made some astounding discoveries as they descended more into the neighborhood. The end result was a spectacular advancement of around 2 kilometers, crushing several Hamas terrorists and destroying their hideouts. The discovery of tunnels that Hamas had painstakingly hidden provided important information about the inner workings of the terrorist group. In one dramatic incident, Israeli troops engaged in a fierce battle with Hamas militants who had emerged from a secret tunnel near A1N Street. The air exploded with tension as both sides battled valiantly to protect the integrity of their mission, but the Israeli forces weren't satisfied with just neutralizing these tunnels. The region was then reinforced with even more Israeli forces, in an effective display of the nation's unwavering determination as troops went in from the east and the renowned 84th Gaza Brigade arrived from the northwest. It is clear that the Bayet Hanon region has been effectively besieged and taken by the Israeli forces. Their firm control of the area signaled not just a tactical victory, but a message sent to their adversaries. The goal was to strike fear into the hearts of their enemies through calculated precision. The soldiers used explosives to effectively shut down the tunnel infrastructure, making it completely useless. Several weeks ago, these fearless soldiers bravely ventured 450 meters from the Asa neighborhood, winding through the narrow streets of Al-Rashid Street. It was a perilous journey that would soon lead them to one of Hamas's most fortified locations. The Israeli Special Forces displayed unparalleled skill and precision, strategically maneuvered southwest of the Atat region and then further south, swiftly reaching the heart of the Hamas domain. The Israeli army was a force to be reckoned with. As word of this amazing operation spread, people around the world couldn't help but be enthralled by the boldness of the Israeli land forces. They discovered a significant discovery in the Jabalia region, a hidden fortress known as Hamas's 17th outpost. Without hesitation, the Special Forces launched a daring land operation using armored vehicles and men to storm the infamous castle. Imagine the intensity of the clash that ensued as Israeli troops and Hamas terrorists engaged in a battle of epic proportions within the stronghold for 10 exhausting hours. These courageous soldiers showed unwavering determination, fighting tooth and nail to overcome the enemy's resistance until finally victory was achieved when the Israeli Special Forces neutralized the terrorists stationed outside the Hamas castle and victoriously entered it. At a turning point in the fight that promised to reveal important intelligence, the Israeli forces saw an incredible sight inside the seized fortress, a treasure trove of essential Hamas documents. These documents from the sea reveal a plethora of information, including multiple attack aircraft and elaborate maps that Hamas militants painstakingly created. It was a unique chance for the Israeli forces to obtain unmatched insight into their adversaries' tactics and strategies. With cautious precision, the Israeli Special Forces carefully sorted through the collected intelligence, selecting only the information that was immediately needed for the ground execution of this invaluable information, leaving no room for error. The remaining documents that had been seized would be crucial in planning further missions since they were quickly sent to the commanders and airmen. With their cutting-edge technology, the Israeli forces delved deeply into the hidden world of Hamas, intercepting their covert radio communications and using high-flying drones to capture the lay of the land. What they discovered sent shockwaves through the ranks in the shadowy Sheikh Radwan district. Hamas had been covertly amassing an arsenal of weapons ready to unleash chaos upon the unsuspecting. Tensions reached a boiling point in the heart of Gaza City as the Israeli army embarked on a covert mission unlike any other under the cover of darkness. But that wasn't all. Tucked away in the shadows of this hazardous area was an unmanned aerial vehicle manufacturing factory discovered, a center of evil according to new reports. Israeli soldiers broke into the heart of Gaza and conducted a number of covert operations. These operations destroyed vital weapons depots and manufacturing sites, giving the Israeli army a major offensive advantage. By carefully selecting these targets, the Israeli army has effectively reduced the power of terrorist organizations, preventing them from launching a counterattack or defending themselves. As fierce battles between Israeli ground troops and terrorists break out in northern and central Gaza, the conflict's intensity keeps growing. The focus has now shifted to the southern regions of Al-Zun, where the Israeli army is determined to advance further south into the Gaza Strip. Their plan is to launch a devastating offensive from the central and coastal areas, striking fear in the hearts of terrorists. The Israeli army's relentless pursuit of these terrorists has resulted in their routine neutralization, as they are confronted and dealt with swiftly. In parallel, a second front is opening up in the southern Gaza Strip, starting in the Al-Fukari district and aiming to reach the eastern territory of Khan Yunis. The Israeli army is going all out to destroy many high-ranking terrorists who have established themselves in the area. They are also focusing on the tunnel outlets connecting the coastal areas to make sure the terrorists have no way out. As the Israeli army relentlessly pursues its mission, new fronts across the coast in the east are imminent. Viewers from all over the world are captivated by the tangible tension and intrigue surrounding this dispute. An air of tension and uncertainty is created by the daring Israeli troops' penetration, the army's strategic maneuvers, and the terrorists' constant threat. The suspense increases with every second that goes by, keeping viewers on the edge of their seat to see what the Israeli army will do next and what will happen to the terrorists in Gaza. The Israeli command immediately forwarded this crucial information to their ground and air units, instigating a prompt response. The alert went off, and the order was issued to strike precisely and destroy the threat with an unparalleled display of firepower. Israeli pilots began flying. The once mighty military outposts were left decimated, engulfed in flames and billowing smoke, leaving them completely worthless. They unleashed a storm onto the Hamas strongholds, reducing them to smoldering rubble, guided by the photographs collected by their monitoring drones with deadly accuracy. Hamas militants' offensive and defensive capabilities were severely damaged by this daring operation. Their lofty goals were dashed and their plans left in ruins. Israeli soldiers are the epitome of strength and resilience. Their main goal is to protect their homeland and make sure that their defense remains impregnable. The Israeli army has successfully reduced the strength of their army, sending a clear message that they would not be reluctant to protect their people and preserve peace in the region. Although they primarily concentrate on securing its northern borders, recent events have demonstrated that their efforts are unrestricted. While we wait for more of the events to unfold, do consider liking and subscribing to our channel if you enjoy the video, and tell us in the comments what you think of the current situation going on.